Joining us now, former Senator, presidential candidate, our good friend Fred Thompson. Senator, how are you? Good to see you.
Good. Good to see you.
All right, overall, in my mind, is pretty much a repeat of the first debate. Barack Obama's going to raise taxes. John McCain will cut them. Very different views on the war. And it seemed very similar.
Well, I thought the format played to John's favor a little bit. I think John is more comfortable when he can walk around a little bit and speak directly to a real person instead of a moderator. And I think that showed tonight. He came out stronger tonight. Last time, if you remember, he got off a little slow. He came out stronger tonight than I've ever seen him come out. And I was sitting there thinking what a lot of people who've known him probably thinking. And that is just when it looks like things are turning against John, he doubles down the effort. I mean, he gets tough, and he will not be defeated, and he's strong. How many times has he done that in his life? I was very, very proud of him tonight.
But let me ask you this, because I guess what a lot of our viewers were waiting for, considering what happened in the last couple of days. I mean, we had Governor Palin in the last debate bring up the issue of, Barack Obama saying about our brave men and women that they were air raiding villages, killing civilians, saying in the last debate, and since then, that, Barack Obama's friends with, an unrepentant terrorist. I think a lot of people in America were waiting for that to come up tonight. It didn't come up. Why do you think that is? Is it the format that prevented it?
Well, I think it's the format. Plus, you have a kind of an intimate setting there with civilians, real people.
Oh, it's real people
around you. I hate to keep beating on that. But it doesn't lend itself to that so much. There was some good back and forth, and they got to say their piece about what they thought about what the other guy was saying about their record. There's different forums for different things.
There are two things I thought were the most effective for John McCain. The presidency does not lend itself for on-the-job training. Joe Biden had actually said that about Barack Obama. And he looked him in the eye and he said, you raised taxes 94 times, when you had an opportunity. For all this talk and all the speeches that he reads off a teleprompter, the voting record's quite different from what he's actually saying. Does that penetrate? Does that get through?
Yeah, I think tonight more than ever, the differences, the basic differences became more clear, and that is you have a young fella who is relatively inexperienced with
relatively
a liberal. I'm being generous tonight. I'm feeling good. I'm here at Belmont. What a great night for Belmont.
He's happy to be with me.
In Nashville. I love it, Alan. And when he's got a long face, I love it.
That's genetic, though. It's not because of what happened
tonight. His liberalism came out in terms of actually issues of taxing and spending, and John's record came out in terms of
and he did look, for all the talk. I mean, Barack Obama's record is not only raising taxes on people making $42,000, not only raising it 94 times, his earmarks, $1 million a day as a senator, I mean, is pretty profound.
Well, your record is more important than your rhetoric. Bill Clinton campaigned on a middle-class tax cut, said he would only tax those making over $200,000 a year. What did we get? He had a Democratic Congress, which might happen again this time. If Barack is president, you'd have him unchecked, perhaps, with a Democratic Congress. And he's saying now that he wants to raise the $250,000 middle-class tax cut. Do you think that the basic question is, do you think Barack Obama, with a Democratic Congress, would be restrained when he wants to spend about $850 billion on new programs? No, of course not.
Based on his record.
Of course not.
By the way,
you agree?
If you were speaking, I probably did not agree, Senator. Anyway, welcome to Tennessee.
It's good to be here.
It's a beautiful state. Thank you for coming on. Look, I keep hearing these same. He raised taxes, voted 94 times. That's been debunked. Most of those times were either multiple votes. A number of other times he didn't vote to raise taxes. Some of them were resolutions that were non-binding. He didn't raise taxes
Alan,
94 times.
How do you think he earned the National Journal's rating as the most liberal?
The National Journal cherry-picked 99.
The most liberal senator.
Let me answer you. Since you're asking the question, because you're a very good host. That was a cherry-picked by the National Journal, 99 specific votes, and a number of other groups that have said, actually, he was 27th most liberal, not the first most liberal, according to a 2007. There was a Progressive Punch, for example.
Progressive.
You can laugh all you want. But
male say tongue is 15.
But National Journal is one group that did 99 cherry-pick votes.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, he didn't vote 94 times. Also, do you think it's appropriate? We keep hearing this Bill Ayers stuff, and He talked about civilian casualties. By the way, John McCain during Kosovo said we had civilian casualties. We had troops who were killing civilians in Kosovo, he said in 2000. Do you honestly think Barack Obama doesn't care for and respect the troops?
Well, you came out with a bunch of things there. I'm not sure how Bill Ayers relates to that. All I know is that Bill Ayers kind of gave him his start in politics. He had a function for him, when it kind of his kickoff. And
is that relevant to the campaign? And should that have come up tonight?
It has to do with the choices that a person makes, and it has to do with Obama's tolerance level for radicals. He's had
tolerance level for radicals.
Yeah, Father Flager. Reverend Wright.
It has nothing to do with Flager.
Or Jim Ayers.
He's left-right.
All of those people are basically, spew hatred and anti-American rhetoric, and he does not disavow them until it's politically required him to do so.
They've tried to throw the stuff at Barack Obama. They did it during the primaries. It's come up from month after month.
Well, I didn't bring it up. You brought it up, but since you did,
Sean asked you whether that should have been the tenor of this debate and whether those things should have come up. They didn't come up. Do you think it would have been appropriate to bring those things up in this particular format tonight?
Yeah, it's relevant. Yes, I think it's relevant.
Well, but that didn't work.
The question was not asked. If it had been asked, it would have been appropriate.
It didn't work during the primaries. I mean, they hurled this stuff at Barack Obama, and it hasn't worked in the last couple of weeks. We don't
know what worked and what didn't work.
Well, he won the nomination.
Hillary Clinton was pretty tough on him in the last few weeks, and Obama kept slipping and in the polls right on up until very late in the process. So you never know what works, what doesn't work.
Look,
that's a different. The practical part, I'll leave to those running the campaign.
All right,
but
Senator
whether it's relevant or not is a clear question. It has to do with his judgment, has to do with his tolerance level for if nothing else, radical rhetoric.
But that stuff, calling him radical, trying to associate him, has not changed the momentum he has in this campaign.
It's just getting started.
It's getting started. We've been talking about that for months.
No. The New York Times wrote about it for the first time Saturday.
The New York Times, by the way, said he did not have a substantial relationship
They were running
with
cover
Bill Ayers.
for him.
They wrote about it.
Yeah,
You're going to quote them writing about it. What they said was he didn't have a substantial relationship.
By the way, I call it the New York Obama Times.
He didn't have a substantial relationship with him. Anyway, Senator, thank you very much.